Hello everyone, welcome to Courts Today by Live Law, your one-step destination for the latest and fastest legal updates. I'm your host Urvashi Chauhan, bringing you day-to-day happenings, landmark judgments, crucial rulings and expert insights into the world of law. Starting with an update on the NEET exam controversy. The Supreme Court today directed the National Testing Agency to upload on their website the marks obtained by all the students who appeared in the NEET UG 2024 city-wise and center-wise after masking the identity of the students. The NTA has been given time till Saturday noon to complete this exercise. A bench comprising CJI DY Chandrachud and Justices JB Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra passed the order while hearing a batch of petitions seeking to cancel the NEET UG 2024 exam over the alleged paper leak and malpractices. While adjourning the further hearing till Monday, the court directed the NTA to publish the results after the petitioners complained that they are not able to ascertain the center-wise marking pattern since the NTA had not published the results of all the candidates. Though the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta vehemently opposed the direction to publish center-wise results, the CJI orally said that there has been an admitted paper leak in the centers of Patna and Hazaribagh. To ensure that whether the leak remained confined to those centers or had spread across other cities and centers, it was crucial to dissect the complete data of results. The court held a day-long hearing in this matter today, raising several pertinent queries and marking crucial observations. You can visit livelaw.in to read about this in detail. The oath-taking ceremony of the two newly elevated judges to the Supreme Court, Justices N. Koteshwar Singh and R. Madhavan, took place today morning. The appointment of the two judges comes after the resolution passed on 11th July by the Supreme Court Collegium led by CJI DY Chandrachud. The union on 16th July notified the appointment of the judges. Let me tell you, with their appointments, the Supreme Court is back to its full strength of 34 judges. The collegium responsible for recommending judicial appointments has chosen Justice Singh and Justice Mahadevan based on their exceptional qualifications and the diversity they bring to the bench. Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, previously serving as the Chief Justice of the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court, will make history as the first judge from Manipur to be appointed to the Supreme Court. His appointment is seen as a significant step towards representation for the Northeast region in the Apex Court. Justice R. Madhavan, who had been serving as the acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, as per the collegium, would bring valuable experience and diversity to the Supreme Court. Hailing from a backward community in Tamil Nadu, his appointment is expected to enhance the representation of diverse backgrounds on the bench. The Delhi High Court today reserved order on a plea moved by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who is in judicial custody in the alleged liquor policy scam, for granting 2 additional meetings with his lawyers through virtual conferencing. Special Counsel Zohaib Hussain, appearing for the Enforcement Directorate, opposed the plea, saying that it is infructuous as Kejriwal has been granted interim bail by the Apex Court. He further said that when common citizens lodged in the jail are allowed to have 2 legal meetings in a week, there is no reason why a different treatment should be given to Mr. Kejriwal. He also said that Kejriwal misused legal interviews to send messages via his lawyers to Delhi ministers for administrative work, and that the same was recorded in a judicial order by the trial court. The counsel appearing for Tihar jail authorities also opposed the plea on the ground that Rule 585 of Delhi prison rules permits only 2 legal meetings in a week, which has been allowed to Kejriwal, and that no further indulgence can be shown to him. Senior advocate Ramesh Gupta, appearing for Kejriwal, submitted that the 2 additional VC meetings have been sought in view of special circumstances and that the Chief Minister is still in judicial custody in the CBI case despite release in the money laundering case. Therefore, he said that the application cannot be said to be infructuous. He also said that the messages allegedly sent by Kejriwal through his counsel was when he was in police custody and not in judicial custody. After hearing the parties, the court proceeded to reserve the matter. Justice Neena Bansal Krishna said that the order will be pronounced in the chamber. The Supreme Court has granted interim relief to YouTuber Savukku Shankar against his preventive detention by the Tamil Nadu police. He has been in preventive detention for over 2 months now. The court also asked the Madras High Court to expedite the decision in his mother's habeas corpus petition. Let me tell you, the court was dealing with an SLP against Madras High Court order which adjourned the habeas corpus plea challenging the preventive detention order. The High Court had stated that it would hear the plea in due course. Shankar was arrested on 4th May by Coimbatore police for defamatory remarks against women police officers based on a woman's complaint. He faces charges under various IPC sections, the Tamil Nadu Harassment of Women Protection Act and the Information Technology Act. A split verdict, let me tell you, occurred in May when a vacation bench of the Madras High Court reviewed his habeas corpus petition. Justice G.R. Swaminathan sought to overturn the detention order, while Justice P.B. Balaji requested more time for the police response. Justice G. Jayachandran, appointed as the third judge, sided with Justice Balaji, criticizing Justice Swaminathan for hastily passing an order without proper procedure. The regular bench deferred the habeas corpus plea, directing it to be placed in chronological order of detention. A bench of Justice Sudhanshu Dholia and Justice Ehsanuddin Amanullah of the Supreme Court heard the matter and questioned the state action of preventive detention. Senior advocate Siddharth Luthra, appearing for the state, alleged that Shankar fabricated a document to highlight an issue resulting in widespread public protests. Unconvinced, the bench orally remarked that these were two different cases and people had protested because there were not enough buses. Luthra also highlighted contempt case initiated by the Madras High Court against Shankar for disparaging comments against judges. However, the Supreme Court questioned the relevance of this in the case for preventive detention. During the hearing, senior advocate Siddharth Dave for the petitioner requested the Supreme Court to hear the case. But senior advocate Luthra argued against this, asking that the state be allowed to request the High Court to hear this matter. The court then proceeded to observe that since the delay caused in this matter was not at Shankar's behest, he should be released till the case against detention is decided by the Madras High Court, which is already seized with the matter. The Supreme Court, while ordering dissolution of marriage in a case, has observed that the award of maintenance or permanent alimony should not be penal. It should be for the purpose of ensuring a decent living standard for a wife. The court in the present case ordered the husband to pay 2 crores to his wife as permanent alimony. The bench of Justices Vikram Nath and Prashant Kumar Mishra was hearing an appeal preferred by the wife against the Delhi High Court judgment. The challenged judgment rejected her prayer to seek attachment to her husband's bank account and complete payment of interim maintenance to her. The bench relied upon a thread of precedents to reach the one-time settlement amount. It was observed that permanent alimony is to be granted after considering largely the social status, conduct of the party's lifestyle, and other such ancillary factors. It noted that both parties are educated and employed, have high standards of living, and have dependents to be taken care of. It observed that while the husband's monthly income was over 8 lakhs, the wife's monthly income was 1,39,000. The husband was responsible for the medical expenses and stay of his parents, and the wife was responsible for her parents as well as for her minor daughter. Let me tell you, the wife had actually demanded 5 to 7 crores as one-time settlement. However, the husband was willing to pay only 50 lakh rupees. Considering all circumstances and relevant factors, the court reached a fair and balanced amount of 2 crores. The court added that this amount would cover all the pending and future claims. Coming to an update on the Cash for Jobs scam. The Calcutta High Court has directed the West Bengal Board of Primary Education to submit the list of names of all those who were recruited from the year 2015 Teachers Eligibility Test Panel. Notably, the 2014 and 2015 TET exams have been marred in controversy due to the unraveling of the now infamous Cash for Jobs recruitment scam, under which high-ranking government officials were found to be taking bribes in exchange for government jobs. The recruitment scam is being investigated by the CBI under the monitoring of the High Court, and the ongoing matters are being heard by a single bench of Justice Amrita Sinha. Earlier, a division bench of the High Court had invalidated 24,000 irregular appointments which were a result of the recruitment scam, a move which was subsequently appealed before a CJI-led bench of the Supreme Court. At the recent hearing, the court noted that petitioners from 2016 West Bengal Board of Primary Education Recruitment sought a directive for the board to publish the merit list and an additional 5% panel as per the 2016 recruitment rules. The board's counsel argued that the petitioners only filed a writ in 2023 and the panel expires a year after the publication. The court has directed the board to present the panel at the next hearing. If you wish to know more details about the cases that I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on Live Law. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just 89 rupees per month.